Hi, I am Sabitha Partha. I wanted to give you some details about some infections that the people of the whole world suffered year by year from century to centuries. You know, in 12th century, the world was affected by the highly infectious diseases called like plague or the Black Death due to the different kinds of bacteria. And one of the bacteria is called Yersinia pestis. You can ask me about what is the symptom of the disease. In those days, they had fever, headache, pain on the face, neck, along with a migraine, a kind of tension like no one could work or do the concentration and lead any normal days. Severe headache they had. And the headache may be due to dehydration, fatigueness, sleeplessness, stress, and all these are the symptoms for those diseases. You won't believe if I say 1.6 billion people affected by those diseases. And finally, they discovered the vaccine. That vaccine was discovered by the French physician. His name was Alexander. And his living period was 1863 to 1943. So he discovered this vaccination. After that, only the disease was eradicated. The bacteriological investigation in June 1894 in Hong Kong for the deadly epidemic disease. That bacteria name was also Yersinia pestis. How the plague ended finally, you can ask me like that. This same method, what we are following now for the coronavirus, the same method they have also followed. That is being at home, away from the people, away from the infected persons, just like what we are following and obliging to the government after their advice. So they were all isolated even those time. Now we are almost like this, following the same method, keeping the distance from one person to other person like this. And it had been started by the animals also, we can say. The bacteria just started from the deadly, degenerated animals, and the bacteria traveled from the infected person, from the infected animals to the skin of the body of the human beings. It traveled through the lymphatic vessels. You know what is lymphatic vessel is. In those days, the doctors were using masks. What even now for this coronavirus, the doctors and other people, they are all using the mask. In those days, even in the 12th century, 13th century, year by year, the doctors were using the masks. But what was the difference is, the masks were with the smell, different kinds of smell they were using it. This kind of infection by rats and street dogs started, and there also 10,000 people died in Congo and other nearby places. What was the after effect of the disease? We can ask like that. What was the after effect? Due to this diseases and all, the tourism was negatively affected. Flights to India were cancelled. So many problems were there. In 1994, the western side of India was affected by that kind of Black Death, so called the plague. How many countries were affected by this, you know? Europe, Germany, France, Italy, Norway, Russia, and so on. It was a dreadful disease in those days before they found the vaccine. Then, after slowly, gradually, they eradicated the disease. Due to the different kinds of medicines, the patients were treated and escaped from the death. That's why we are also expecting a kind of vaccination now for eradicating coronavirus, and further so many viruses may enter into human body gradually in future. Normally, this will be originated only from the China. And the Black Death, the so-called the plague, originated only from China in those days, and started spreading along the trade routes westward to the Mediterranean, North Africa, southern England, North Britain, Scandinavia, and so many places like this. And particularly in 1350, this kind of diseases started. All this occurred during this period of the 13th century only. The diseases begins always due to the rapid population and also weak and healthy systems, day to day life, etc., and also due to climate changes, the pathogenic transmission between human bodies and animal populations. We can continuously say about this in different kinds of fever which occurred in different centuries and different years and so on. We can continue so much about this and we can make it clear about that. We will continue later about many other information with about the diseases and the remedies about that. Okay, bye. Take care. Now stay safe and stay isolated. Okay, bye.